first of all, Alex, another busy time for you in the market, in the recruitment area. Just tell us a little bit more about your latest recruit and officially introduce him with his name.
Yeah, Khanya, he comes from Leicester, midfielder. Different to what we've got in there. We knew that we were light in the middle of the pitch in terms of numbers. So the system we're playing, it demands that we need, a certain amount of midfielders to call upon across the season, and him coming in for 6 months will be good for both parties. He'll get some football that he craves. Coming out of the under-23 environment, playing plenty of competitive football will obviously be something that attracts him to us, and the attributes he has certainly attract us to him. He's got lots of energy, lots of life about him in terms of he goes and wins the ball back, and he's neat and tidy in possession as well. So he's the type that we needed in there, and it just gives us obviously a greater range of options when we do select those midfield pairings. And
that's the seventh that you've made, seventh signing. It's been a busy period for you. How did this one come about? Is there some contacts that you've got there?
We've known about him for a while, to be honest. You profile players in the positions that you want to take, and then obviously from that profile you have to whittle it down to those that are ones that you can get. It's all well and good having a list of players that you covet and would like in the building, but not all of them are obviously within your grasp. Leicester have been excellent. John Rudkin at Leicester has been excellent in facilitating the deal, and so have the club here in allowing us to get him through the door. So something we're pleased to get over the line, and just in time for the start of the season.
There's one from Brentford who arrived a few days ago, one from Leicester now. You're striking up good relationships, it seems, with big clubs, well-managed clubs, well-coached clubs.
Yeah, absolutely. John Dillon, Josh Kennard and Glenn Chamberlain, between the three of them, have got great links and relationships with virtually every club in the country, to be honest. And we haven't traditionally done any deals with Brentford and Leicester in the past, I don't think, have we, in terms of loans? So those are new partnerships that hopefully we can build upon and utilise in the future.
With him coming in from Leicester, obviously into the final week as you build up towards weekend, would he have done all the pre-season work with them before he's actually arrived here?
Yeah, he will have done. He's had a long, clear pre-season. He plays the games. He's very durable and robust, as Khanya. So he's had a full pre-season, played plenty of games during their pre-season as well. So what he will need to do very quickly is get used to the way that we want him to play here. So this afternoon we'll sit him down and go through chapter and verse how we see his role here in terms of what we do with and without the ball. So if he does play a part Saturday in any way, shape or form, then he'll know exactly what's required of him.
As you say, you're counting down to the big kick-off. It has been your first sort of main time in charge, fully in charge, of course, of recruitment of the football club. As I say, 7 done. How have you found it?
It's been a challenge for all of us, but what you have got is 6 or 7 people who are all like-minded in terms of we know what we're after. We don't always agree. We've got a process obviously with our 2 recruitment guys and John Dillon, who combine as a trio really well to bring the names to the table. They do all the diligence, and then ultimately it's down to me whether to say yes or no. Having spoke with Kenny and Belly and Michael Jackson about what sort of players really will fit into the type of team shape and style of play that we're trying to utilise here. So it's not been easy. No, I'll be glad when the deadline ends, whenever that is it 31st of August. So that we can concentrate purely on the football then for the next 4 months leading into the next window, and then it begins again. Just
your overall assessment, obviously you were around the first team on long periods of last season, of course, came to become the assistant manager, so you knew all what was happening in League One. You're now starting in League Two, unfortunately, but it's a new start, it's a new time for the football club. But what can you think the main difference is going to be if you were playing a League One side to what you are going to be playing a League Two side?
I think there's probably far more contrasting styles in League Two. I think in League One the filter of players coming down from the Premier League into the Championship, and then likewise Championship to League One over the years has been very good. So there's some really good players across many of the teams in League One, so they're able to play an attractive brand and style of football, and a lot of teams went that way last year in League One. Naturally, as you then filter down a league below that into the 4th tier, which is what we are, the standard of player drops across the board, so therefore you have to utilise different ways of playing to have success. Everybody knows the way that we want to play, and that'll be different to Sutton's will be different to Tranmere's will be different to Stevenage's. So it'll be interesting to come across those different styles week in, week out. But regardless of who we play, we'll have done as much work as we possibly can leading into those games, so that we know exactly what's going to face us.
Well, you knew a few weeks ago where you were going for your opening game of the season. You're going to Rochdale. I just looked at their sort of way it's been going for them. They've been scoring, they've been conceding as well, haven't they? And they've had a bit of experience in the likes of Ebanks, Blake and Henderson's come back. What are you expecting?
Going to expect a tough game. They've got a very strong starting 11. Some teams who've got more money to play with can have stronger squads. Rochdale got a very strong starting 11 and a few players behind that who can come on and make an impact. So I fully expect them, whilst it's very difficult to suggest who's going to finish where now, I would fully expect them to be challenging this season. They've got some good experience right across the back line. Two forwards who are very different in Henderson and Rodney, who can provide different threats between the two of them. So yeah, it's a challenging game like they'll all be, but we have an expectation to go there on Saturday to get 3 points and win the game, with a style of football that befits the way that everybody wants to see us play.
We'll speak a little bit later in the week, right, focused on the game. Just that early thought, are you ready to go? Yeah, we are. We're as ready as we can be and need to be. The players will know exactly what their roles and responsibilities are going into the game. And we'll have a really good run up towards the game this week. Does that guarantee we're going to win? Absolutely not. But what we can guarantee is, regardless of the result, those players will be prepared and ready to go for the game and then everything that they face within it.